To hell, to hell with your leaders. To hell with them. You got too many people in this state. Too many people. Yeah, you got too many folks in this state. And because you got so many people in this state, you really have made an industry with taxis. An industry with taxis. And in Uber, they said they needed part of the money. Left, they said they needed some money. And even City Bike, they said they needed some money. So now people are really ready to rent a bike because they don't want to ride the train. Yeah, it's pretty bad. So many people in the city, pretty bad. 8 million people in the city, 18 million people in the state. Yeah, so there's a lot of room in the state, but they call that wildlife. You know that buck, that Roosevelt buck. Yeah. So they trying to preserve that buck, so they don't want to go down and knock down no trees. They don't want nobody to go and live up in the mountains. They don't want that because they got that buck, that Roosevelt buck all around New York State, and it's going extinct. And if they go and start chopping down trees, well, guess what? That buck is going to be gone. Well, motherfucker, bro, I got to tell you something, bro. Fuck you and fuck that buck. That buck is nothing but jerky. That buck is nothing but something that a motherfucker can look at, motherfucker, bro. And they really want to preserve that buck because they only can have one offspring a year. And if you get to hunting that buck just to make your jerky, then, hey, guess what? It's over with. So anyways, bro, you see that game as that game, hunting as hunting, and you see it for how you see it. They got people trapped up in this city with all these hot places. Look at these hot places. Look at that. All over the city, and people won't even consider that as very high. They don't consider that as all that high. All these hot places. I mean, this is a nice area. This is Soho. So they got a little nicer buildings. Look at that building over there. That building over there, but that building over there is too high. You see it? Beyond that wooden place where that man is building. You see that? You see that building? Too high. You can't jump off the top of that building and survive. That's a high place. That red building with that brick. Let me tell you something. That's a high place. That building next to it. That's a high place. That's a high place, bucko. That building right there. That's a high place. Yeah. Too high. Now you're not in Leanne with they in high places. Or your rent is too high. But hey, if you're in Leanne with they in high places, you don't care about prices going up. That's means for your drive. But you're not really thinking all that smart. Because you got this area and you got your places where you want to eat. You sit down and eat. So you're looking to be supported by college. You don't want just regular people working in these little retail stores and working in this in your restaurants. You don't want that. You want to be supported by the college student. Then you have a particular assholes who live outside of the area, and they come on in this area and they support that train system that's in debt. Yeah, that's what they do. They support that train system that's in debt. That's what they do. That's their culture. That's their mode. Hey, yeah. See, motherfucker, there's a lot of racialism in New York City. They got racialism according to Foundational Black American. They got a lot of racialism. And you can look at me, you see the native in me, but they don't want the facts to go about. They don't want to tell you that there was a mix and natives had slaves too. They don't want to tell you about stuff like this. But hey, I'm not here to sit around and figure that shit out because I know enough. I've seen enough. I know enough, and I'm trying to do something about something. There's 8 million people in this city. 8 million people in this city. 18 million people in this state. That's far too many, far too much. Too many people in this state. Okay, but if you kept New York City as it is, and I just moved out of this state, I'm sure I will enjoy it. I'd be like Hillary Blige, and I live on the outside of the city. And I'm not just in New York City politics. I'm on the outside. I got my own place. Got a little bit of extra money. Only place that they really got to support is Buffalo and New York City. After Buffalo and New York City, they really don't even have to support Albany like that, but they do. But they really just got to support Buffalo and New York City. Buffalo and New York City. They say they got to handle their welfare, and they're making some money. So they got poor people in the land making money on welfare, or also making money off their poor jobs, or both. But they want you to get you that office job, and you start doing trade deals according to big business and bulk, whatever it is that office is trading. Yeah, that's what they do. So then you got your doormans, and you got all these different people. Hey man, your doorman can go ahead and live in an apartment complex, save you some money. That cleaning man can live in an apartment complex, save you some money, pay him a little cheaper so he can get him a little place. And there it is, motherfucker, bro. New York City. That doorman, he getting gifts every Christmas. Yeah, they got to give him gifts, that fucking asshole. Motherfucker, but you got people working in that building, that apartment that you got to speak to and say good morning to, or you going to be an asshole. If you don't give them a good Christmas gift, you're going to be an asshole. If you don't say Merry Christmas, you're an asshole. I hope you understand it, motherfucker. When you're not a Christian, you can't even live amongst them. Yeah, but God at Jeshurun said, don't be shrewd to the sojourner. But hey, you understand it. You see it. You understand it. So now I'm doing all that I'm doing. And you see the game for the game. Hey, there's too many people in New York City. Too many people. And there's too many people in New York State. In ancient Egypt, there was only 1 to 3 million people. Now here, there's 18 million people. Yeah. And you know what the government wants? The government wants you to live in a commune. Yeah. Because it's better access for control, better access for gun control. See, if you live in a commune, motherfucker, bro, it's going to be hard for you to bring guns in that building. In that building, you need a case and all that proper work. But they would say, why would you need a gun in a commune? If you get to shooting in a commune, you might get to shooting somebody in a different apartment. Now you see your yard and your porch. I'm making economics. I said you should treat your paycheck like it expires, and then people going out and they spending money on their gold and silver. And gold is for kings, silver is for gentlemen, and bartering is for peasants, and debt is for slaves. So now the peasants will be the peasants, the slaves will be the slaves. You know the choice for slavery, and then the gentleman will be the gentleman, and then the king is the king, and the gold backs the silver. So I will back the silver by gold and opium. And in me having a silver backed, remember the period pussy pills, not pills, the period pussy pads and tampons, that bullshit with the opium, and the motherfucking money being back. Now I can have a strong coin and establish things by digital wallet. Now, motherfucker, bro, I can set up deeds to the land by color of title. I can set up things by color law, color office, and start doing some things and make a transition. But hey, there's old fuck faces that think they know better than me, but they don't know better than me. They're just old fuck faces that should not get what I'm getting. I repeat, they should not get what I'm getting. They're not my grandfather. I'm not related to them. They're old fuck faces that's been selling you out. Now they're just trying to find any way to cling on to what I'm saying or what I'm doing. They're old fuck faces. They're not sending me my money right now, so they're not my grandfather. They're not related to me. They never will be like him, because they're not sending me my money right now. My grandfather was ready to send me my money right then and there if I had some money destined to me. So now these fuck faces are not related to me. They're not my grandfather. They're not that. And don't let them try to push that narrative. That's not what this is. They're old fuck faces that shouldn't be in power. And I'm doing some things. It's secession. When you're lawless and you're selling the country out, and I'm able to do some things because I'm selling the country out, and you are the reason why the country is being sold out, that is not means for you to put a crown on your head, because I wasn't able to put Laurel Reef on my head. That was not that reason. I'm able to put Laurel Reef on my head because you lawless. You don't keep the laws of the Constitution, and you make it about safety. And because you make it about safety, you give away your freedom, your rights, because you're making things about safety, and you already can't keep a secret. All of this shit that I'm talking about is public. You know about the Illuminati. It's public, and they deleted the videos of YouTube. My fur brain, they didn't do it because they were fake. Yeah, they didn't do it because it was COVID-19 fake videos. So I know about your clique, I know about your Illuminati, and I'm not down with it, and I don't want to join you. Instead, I'd rather blackmail you, get some money from you, and say, fuck you, come do this sacrifice, or be fucked up, and now they want to delay. Well, they ain't nothing. Motherfucker, when they created the country, they had to do some radical things. When they signed the Constitution, they put themselves at risk to be hung. So now these people ain't nothing. I put things behind my name, now they just looking at me, just showing why they shouldn't be in power doing what I'm doing. They ain't nothing. They never been about nothing, and they ain't nothing. I hope you understand this. I hope you get this. Fuck yeah.